Hello, I am Orange Cat, and this is my review for Fully Coolly Alternative Episode 5. I'll start with some of the stuff I liked about this episode. I liked kind of how dark it got towards the middle with the whole hint about domestic abuse between Pet's mom and father. And I don't know why. Like, it kind of came out of nowhere, but at the same time, I just really like how they show that and how they're willing to go there with the show. One thing I also liked was the bit of fan service with Haruko in the beginning. Let's be honest, a lot of us like that. Even if we don't like to admit it, we did. And now let me start with the stuff I did not necessarily like about this episode. Number one, it was a ripoff of Brittle Bullet. I'm sorry, it just was. Like, you have this fight scene that just reminded me way too much of it. And also, specifically, the finale, too, with the whole ripoff of Mamimi finding the external core and giving it metal. Except for we skip that whole development of Mamimi kind of going crazy. Instead, we're just like, nah, just slurping it up like it's soba or some shit. So, all of a sudden, you have this external core, and it's a hand, too, you know? Because the show doesn't have as much creativity. I'll argue Progressive might have had more creativity than Alternative, especially when you look at something like this episode where you have another hand that's the external core and it's going to try to grab the iron. And then you have I'm not sure if it's a military, but the guy with the suit, how he was fighting it, but he really didn't do anything, just kind of stood at the bottom of a walkie-talkie and got the president to evacuate the personnel. And Haruko did all the work. And that's another thing with this one. In Fully Coolly the original, you had Nada like more and more get involved in the fighting and more actually save the day, including him basically single-handedly using Adamus to defeat Medical Mechanic at the very end of the show. Even Progressive to a degree of Hidomi kind of doing this with her Lady Conti thing. This one, Kana's just doing nothing. Like, Kana's just standing there crying half the time. And it's just so annoying because you have Haruko single-handedly trying to defeat this external core. The guy with the suit's just talking on his walkie-talkie like a freaking guy with big eyebrows. And then you have basically Kana arguing with her friend. And this is another thing. What the fuck is wrong with pets? Like, at no point do we have any indication that she was getting angry with Kana or that there was anything wrong between the two. In fact, they were the best friends in the group. Like, she was closer friends to Kana than Hijiri or Mosan were. So this kind of came out of nowhere, especially the reveal that she was into the same boy the whole time. It just reminded me of the exposition dump we had in the middle of the last episode of Progresso, where we found out, oh, Aiko is really this plant slave that's actually meant to save the world from Medical Mechanica the whole time. It reminded me too much of that scene. And another thing, again, like, I don't know if this is much a compliment or a criticism of this episode, but Haruko doesn't really get too involved in it. Like, of course, she saves the day in the end because she's Haruko and she has to be the one. She didn't, because it was a weird ending. I believe it was an emotional reaction from Kana's NO destroyed the external core, if I remember correctly. It was a very weird, very awkward ending, and I'm not entirely sure. Please leave a comment below about what actually happened, because I'm honestly just as confused as you are. Like, you have Haruko just kind of just being depressed with a midlife crisis in the pool, and then she's just trying to blow up the plant. Albeit that was kind of funny how it's comically like, oh, Medical Mechanica is a big threat. Nah, she's got the subscription to Acme, so she's got like this giant like plunger, just bomb plunger. Oh my god, what's the term for that? I forgot it. With all these cables, like, oh, I'm gonna blow up the plant, like it's gonna be that easy, just simply blowing it up. And also, yeah, that was really Haruko didn't know much more than just that. I guess save Kana from that psychotic mother, albeit she was psychotic from the fact that she was probably getting beaten by her husband. At least that was very strongly implied in this episode. But in short, I really am not a fan of this episode. Like, it had a couple highlights for sure. Like, the fight scene was actually very well done, albeit it was very well done because it a lot from the fight scenes from episodes 5 and 6 of the original. And it's just one thing I worried about going into alternative, especially how set up early that they were just going to copy and paste a lot of the plot from the original for the end into this one, and just kind of just staple that with the slice of life elements it had here. And again, I just disliked a lot of the whole thing with Pets and Kana. It made no sense. So I was kind of intrigued by the ending, I'll admit, with the whole, oh, fake out that they got back together. But oh, no, 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 it's just still Kana crying and Haruko, I guess, kind of consoling her at the end. Haruko's not that much of a caring person, so you can't really trust that she's like actually caring about Kana here. But in whole, was this the worst thing I've ever seen? No. But it was far from the best episode of Fully Cooley. It's far from the best this season. It was a step in the wrong direction, especially when you're going into the finale, which I'm pretty sure is going to be eerily similar to the finale of the original. I in whole have to give this a 5.5 out of 10. I hate to have to give this a low rank. I just do, especially considering how Alternative looked to be having so much momentum going into this point, and just to kind of piss a bit of it away here, it's just very disappointing to see. I am Orange Cat. That is all.